What's going on, beautiful people? It's currently early o'clock in the morning. I really was up looking all on the internet, you know what I'm saying, looking all on social media. Meek Mill is the hot topic to talk about as of late. And it's been something I want to talk about for a minute since it first happened. He's currently facing 2 to 4 years in prison. He's locked up right now for parole violation, which was riding a dirt bike, popping wheelies in New York City streets. He's been on probation since about 19 years old, so that's been forever. He's nearly 30 years old now, so he's been on probation for forever. Now, I will say that the parole that he was charged with violating, the charges on that were dropped. Allegedly, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. Those charges were dropped. So it seems a little unfair that, he's getting parole violations for charges that were dropped. However, consequences are consequences. People must be accountable for their actions, but I still believe that that's unfair. That's just unfair. That's harsh. 2 to 4 years for popping a wheelie, that's harsh. Now, they say he has some failed drug tests, so I really got to look into that. But I really want to speak on the perseverance of that man. Honestly, I'm going to be real with y'all. I was one of those guys when that situation happened with Drake. I was rolling with Drake with it because I was like, I ain't really like how Meek came with it. You know what I mean? He called out Drake on social media, on Twitter. And I was like, it came out of left field. So I'm like, man, what is his moves? What is he doing? I always was a fan of his rapping ability, his rapping skills, no doubt. But I just ain't like how he pulled off that situation itself. He found himself head to head against the top rapper in the game. Yes, Drake is a top, not even just rapper, top musical artist, one of the top musical artists in the game, period. So he found himself on the losing end of that situation. I will say that Drake bested him out in that situation with the back-to-back and everything. Meek didn't come and respond in a way that everybody wanted him to respond, so he took an L in that situation. But to see what he was in, people was clowning him left and right. And I mean, it was just because Drake, to me, Drake really won that battle, but it was people that was clowning him that's not even immersed in the culture, just doing it because it was the popular thing to do. You got reporters for ESPN that's never heard a Meek Mill song, and I know they haven't. Never listened to rap music, not even immersed in the culture like that, but clowning him for views, for viewership, and I just thought that was the corniest thing to do. I'm like, man, that's just lame to me. People clowning him it's because it's the popular thing to do, and Drake is an overall more popular artist. Drake is the guy that's going to be on ESPN, and he with Coach Cal, so he's going to be the guy that's going to be talked about and big, and he crosses across all platforms. Drake is as big as it gets on Saturday Night Live. You're not going to see Meek in a lot of those settings, so I just thought it was just lame how everybody it was to me, it was propaganda put out there. All on the gossip sites that was clowning him every chance they get, but nobody posted his album when that boy had the rap album of the year, in my opinion. None of them social media sites, them blogs, posted this man's album. When he came back and bounced back from it, when Nicki broke up with him, when him and Nicki broke up, they clowning him for that. People just going on his social media page putting L. And for him to still have the perseverance to bounce back and deliver an album with that type of content, that Wins and Losses album is a great album. I bump that every single morning when I'm getting ready. I really find no flaws within that album. The album is just inspirational, it's dope. And for him to withstand that and still come back and have a great career still, it's impeccable. It says a lot about his character and the perseverance that he got. So I'm sure he will come back and bounce back from this situation that he's in currently. I think that 2 to 4 years is just too harsh for me. I don't, that's crazy to me. That's just overboard. Especially when you got police officers is out here getting away with killing unarmed African American men, and he going to jail for 2 to 4 years. I just think, man, that's crazy. So people think we should handle those situations separately, but I'm just looking 2 to 4 years for Willie popping, and the charges were dropped on the probation that he's getting. That's crazy to me. But I look at it like this, man. Any other artist that would have been in that situation with Drake would have had their back against the wall like that, would have not come out that situation with a W, and he came out with a win, with that album, and to still have his fan base and gain more fans. People that probably weren't respecting him for that movie made with Drake came out and respected him for this album and the content that he dropped. So I'm hoping the best for that young man. You know what I'm saying? I hope that young black man come out and prevail and do his thing. There are consequences for your actions. You got to be accountable, but I just think that's harsh, man. That's just me, man. Mac Mills TV. Thanks for watching.